Masibulele, good morning to you. Tell me what is happening with this company that wants to retrench your workers. What's going on?
Thank you very much for inviting me, and greetings to you, and good morning to the viewers at home. The mine that we are talking about here is CAPM, China Africa Precious Metal. This is the mine that took over from Aurora, and Aurora took over from Pamuts. And all these years, there are mine workers whom are suffering at that mine. Currently, the CAPM that took over in 2012, they issued Section 189 on the 7th of June 2021. And they are telling us that they are issuing Section 189 to retrench 200 mine workers out of 301. So we can't agree. We can't agree as National Union of Mine Workers that they will retrench 200, which is 80% of their workforce, and for the reason that we deem as mismanagement. And they know, because we raised these things earlier. 2018, there was a strike there, which we dealt with the issue of mismanagement and the management that is not capable to operate the mine. And from that time, issues that we raised as recommendations for them to consider, they didn't implement any one of them. Now they are telling us that since April 2020, they have got a stockpile. You will ask yourself then, if they have got a stockpile, any mine that have got a stockpile is a mine that is able to run. The stockpile is actually dealing with issues of when they are in mine is in crisis. That mine is not in crisis because they've got a stockpile. We told them during the negotiations that they must sell the stockpile before discussing the retrenchment. They promised us to employ more than 10,000 when they took over the mine. And lately, around 2017, 2018, they told us that before 2019, they will be employing more than 2,000. Since waiting up to today, there is no such. Townships that are surrounding here, your Jopetin, Kanana, and Kuma, and including Umzimhle lately, because it's also having majority of you that is unemployed. They are waiting for those promises. And one other thing that were very much disturbed is that they want to operate some of their shafts with contractors. There's a contract that they hired at number 1 shaft, which is VTEC. And we are aware of the tendency of capitalists, which when they want to turn to a cheap labor, they will retrench mine workers and take a cheap contract to take over the mine. So we are saying to them, rather than retrenching, opting for retrenchment, they must take employees on rotation layoff, which it will take the period of 2 years, as they are going to fix their wind-up, because their main problem that they are presenting to us on the past sessions that were shared by CCMA is that they are facing a wind-up problem. A winder is the machine that is taking a lift underground and to surface. So they are having that problem. So a mine that is having such a problem is a mine that was not regularly and adhering to the compliance of shaft safety.
When are we talking about you, Masibulele? You're raising a lot of issues. Obviously, we're going to unpack those as well. We're going to get reaction. We're going to find out what's going on alongside the NUM. Just tell me, before I let you go, you've given me a lot of things to follow up on. When are we hoping to get a resolution on this? 200 letters were given. That's a lot of people to be unemployed. It's a lot of people's families that won't be fed. When does this fight of yours that you say will be tooth and nail, when does that start? What is the deadline you are giving China African Precious Metals? Last brief answer from you, please.
There are last 2 meetings remaining. There are last 2 meetings remaining because we had already 4 sessions, though the previous 2 sessions did not take place successfully. But there are last 2 sessions remaining. In next week, we are meeting them on a bilateral. On that week, we're going to be in a session that is chaired by SEMI. So after that, we will go back and seek a mandate from our members with what next to be done. But our members already gave us a clear mandate that we have to fight because the issue of divide and rule of taking 100 remaining and the 200 to be retrenched, our members does not take that. And our members gave us clear, they cannot allow a situation where they go to the street and allow contractor to proceed. And for your information, this contract employed last year more than 100 employees on fixed term. And that was not acceptable to employ workers on fixed term. As a result of their mismanagement, those fixed term were terminated. And we told them that your promise was never be a fixed term, was a permanent employment. That's why we're going to fight this retrenchment until such time these employers, actually the capitalists that are from China, which we thought when they come in this country and told us that they are going to pour more money on the investment. Our understanding was that we were going to get more jobs and we are going to deal with unemployment in this country, but they are shedding more jobs instead. Our members are suffering under the supervision of the capitalists from China.
I appreciate your time. There's a lot you've given us: mismanagement, broken promises, fixed-term contracts, and more worryingly, 200 employees of China Africa Precious Metals NUM members could lose their jobs off the back of this. Fighting tooth and nail, says the NUM Matlosana regional secretary that you can see joining us. Masibulele Naki. Is a lot to follow up on there. I'm sure we will here on ENC.